What is going on, guys? How are you doing? Buds here. So pretty much today I am here with a nice little rogue money making guide. This is only for rogues, unfortunately, but I'll have more coming in the future for other classes. So pretty much this is just basically the BRD pickpocketing guide, with the first portion of Plugger and Pyromancer, and as well too as the relic coffer keys all combined into one. Now, I've seen these guides separated or I've seen them combined, but the main thing with the combined ones is that I see them go from one side, like the relic coffer key side, all the way to the pyromancer side, having to go back through the dungeon, or I see them do the pyromancer side, the plugger side, and then they go from plugger all the way back over to the relic coffer keys through a completely different way than I usually do it. And after running this a bunch of times, I've kind of figured out my own way to do this, a little bit of a quicker way, and it has a couple shortcuts in it. So I'm going to show you guys that and some tips throughout it too to make it a little bit easier for you guys. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. So the first thing that you guys are going to need is going to be relic coffer keys. Obviously, if you want to do that portion, you need the keys. I'd recommend only buying these at about 20 silver a piece. If you buy them at any more, you're basically risking losing profit when you open them. And yeah, the most I've ever gotten, I think, out of a large sack was like 13 gold. It was pretty insane. On average, I usually get about a 150 gold per run, if I'm lucky, and get a large sack. I usually get that per run. So this is the one main thing you need. The second thing is some health potions. You don't absolutely need these, but it would definitely help you out a lot if you do. Once you do a few runs, you're going to get them regardless. So maybe your first run, just bring maybe 2 or 3. It's just for the first boss. If anything goes bad on him, then you have these for backup. But after you do a few runs, you're going to get them regardless. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need there. I'm sitting at 351 gold, basically 8 silver over right now, so we can call it 351 even. We'll see how much we're at by the end of this. A macro that'll help a lot is a pickpocket macro. It's /target enemy /cast pickpocket. That's going to help a lot because instead of having to click on every single person like this or tab through them, you can actually just go up to them, click that macro. It's going to automatically target them, pickpocket them, boom, you're done. After about 20 plus runs, all the stuff that I've mentioned is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of frustration. So let's open our timer up, see where we're at. Perfect. Alrighty, and let's get this started. Another big thing I would recommend, guys, 1 second here, just coming up here, if these dogs are a little bit close, I'd say just distract them like that, just so you don't have to deal with them.
It's too far away.
There we go. Yeah, a big thing I would recommend, guys, is coming in here as sub. If you guys do come in as combat, the only plus that combat has is that it'll be easier to kill the first boss. Other than that, there is no pluses to being combat in here. The downside of being combat is that you only have 1 vanish. Being sub, you can still easily kill the first boss, and you have 2 vanishes. So basically when you're specking the sub, you'll get preparation as well too. With preparation, a lot of the time during these runs, you will have these guys resist you when you try to pickpocket them. And being sub, basically if one resists, if you pickpocket another one after and for some reason he resists again, or you know, close to it, you can basically pop your preparation, have another vanish ready, and vanish again. So that's the main reason you're wanting to be sub here. You can still do lots of damage. Your cold blood 5 combo point eviscerate is going to do a ton of damage on the first boss. That's the only boss you really need a lot of damage for. Plugger's pretty easy. You're just LOSing him. The first boss is just pretty much where you need a lot of burst. So yeah, that's pretty much the main reason you want to be sub here, guys. You get two vanishes compared to 1 vanish with combat. Other thing with those fire guards, make sure you do not get too close to them. They do have an AoE fire effect. Basically, if you get within a certain range, they hit you with some fire damage. And if that happens, it's going to aggro on you. If you're in a shitty spot too, it's going to end up aggroing a bunch of guys. You're going to have to waste a vanish, and that's the last thing you want to do. So yeah, make sure you don't get too close to those guys at all. You have those guys and the bigger destroyer guys, but they both have basically the same exact effect, so just don't go too close to them. So now we're in the arena. We're basically just going to continue around here, pickpocket all of these guys, get towards the first boss, keep heading towards them. Hopefully we don't have any resist, get it a nice clean run. So far so good. Basically, if you make up to the first boss without even having to use one vanish, you're looking real good. Sometimes you will get real unlucky. You may use 1 to 2 vanishes within the starting. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it does happen sometimes, guys. It's the main reason you want to be spec sub if anything does go wrong. I originally started doing these runs as combat, and I thought it was pretty efficient until I switched over to sub. Seen the big difference, seen how many times you can actually save yourself compared to combat. You have 1 vanish, and once it's down, you're basically waiting 3 minutes. I mean, you can run it as combat and wait for every single vanish, but in the end, you're going to be waiting a lot longer. It's going to end up not being worth the farm per hour, the amount you can make per hour compared to what sub's going to make per hour. So that's another big factor to factor into it as well, too. Alright, we're coming to the first boss here. It's pretty straightforward, guys. You're going to sap him, distract him, pop all your cooldowns on the boss, and that's pretty much it. The main thing you want to watch for is making sure you hit the kicks on the boss. Sorry. So we're going to get ready to start here. Sap him, move into position, wait for our energy to hit 100. We're going to distract him, open it with all our cooldowns on him. So there we go. We're going to pop evasion, start opening up, pop our cold blood, wait for he to get 5 combo points. If he does go to cast his molten blast, that's where we're going to kick. Right there. Kick the molten blast. We're looking good. And with the 5 combo eviscerate. Going for that cast again. Had our heal up. Popped a major healing because I was taking a lot of damage there. And boom, that's pretty much it. That's the main reason you want to bring healing potions, just in case you do get into a bad situation where you are losing a lot of health. You can pop that, it'll save you. Sometimes he'll barely do any damage to you, sometimes he'll do a lot of damage to you. I hit every kick there, and I was still taking a lot of damage. So that's the whole reason you're going to want to bring those. Yeah. Main thing too is with these bosses, a lot of the drops are RNG based. The best drop you can get off him sells for about 4 gold, 30 silver. It's a staff. As well too, he does drop very consistently fiery enchants. That's kind of based on your server, if they're what they're selling for. That'll kind of affect your gold per hour as well too. On my server right now, they're selling for about 80 gold, or sorry, 80 gold, 80 silver per enchant. So yeah, based on what your server is, you can make more or less gold per hour based on those drops as well too. It's kind of the same for Plugger. He can drop some jumper cables. Right now I think they go for about 8 gold on my server. It's just pretty much server based prices, kind of dictating what you're going to make per boss for those drops. We're just about finished the arena now, and we're going to head out of here. Got 2 more guys to pickpocket. We still have our preparation ready. Hopefully we don't get resisted again, and we'll have another vanish ready by the time we get to our next deadly room. Rearrange these lock boxes if we can. Got an elemental right there we're going to want to avoid. These guys are kind of a risky pickpocket, but you can always go for it if you want to. As long as you mind the range of the fire elementals, you should be fine. Another thing, guys, if you do by chance have your vanish down, or you want to save your vanish when you're in this hall or close to this hall, if you jump out this window right onto that rock right there, basically the ads or the NPCs can't make it out that window. So if you jump out that window that I just showed you onto that rock, wait there. You can lose combat because they can't exit that window, as I was saying, and basically you can save yourself a vanish, or if you don't have a vanish, you can save yourself by going back to that window and jumping out of it. And just wait for them to reset, re-stealth, and then continue on. It's super helpful. yeah, just a little tip for you guys in case you do have something like that come up. If you do have someone resist there and you want to save your vanish for later in the dungeon, it's pretty good call. Speaking of vanish, we only have 15 seconds until ours is up. The biggest thing is basically managing your vanishes, making sure that you always have 1 to 2 ready. As long as you do that, you're going to be fine doing this. So this is pretty much one of the most deadly rooms we're coming into as well too, guys. It's not too bad. The main thing is just making sure that these gnomes, there's a lot that pat around in dwarfs. You're just going to want to be wary of their pat range because if you aren't paying attention and like a guy like this pass right through you, he's going to pull you. He's going to pull onto you. He's going to pull the other guys onto you, and you're going to have to waste a vanish, and that's the last thing you want. You want to always be saving those vanishes. So just be wary where their pat range is, where they're going to, and you should be fine. You can pickpocket them as they walk by, just like that. But, you know, just be careful while you're doing it. It's not a big priority to pickpocket them when they walk by, but, you know, if you can get it in, you might as well get it in. After this, you're pretty much by the most dangerous room, and it's pretty much a breeze from there, as long as you don't get a lot of resists. Hit the pickpocket, hit this one, we're looking pretty good. A couple more guys to hit here. There we go. We're out of this room, we're on to the next one. We've still got our vanish up, we still have preparation up as well too, so we are looking great right now. So basically this is where we're moving up to plugger, guys. We're going to pickpocket the whole bar portion, and then I'll kind of show you guys where my strategy changes from other people's, where they would either kill plugger and then exit, or they would do the relics and then come back and do plugger because of the issue with the door not being open. So we'll finish pickpocketing this whole bottom portion and the top portion. As well, too, if you guys do get full bags, once you do this for a while, plugger, before you guys do attack him, he is available to sell items to. So, you know, you can just dump your inventory there, whatever you need to sell, and, yeah, you're pretty much good from there. Usually every single run before I do engage him, I sell all my stuff, get my bags cleared for the next run, and then, yeah, rinse, repeat. Alright, there's the bottom portion done. As well too with the lockboxes, guys, it's just kind of RNG based as well too. Some dungeons, some runs, sorry, you'll only get about 5 to 6. Other runs you'll have literally like 20 of them. It's not a big deal. They're just a little bit of silver on the side, but yeah, it's just kind of RNG based with them. There we go. We had our first resist. Let's hope we don't get another one. Try to finish this up. We still do have preparation, so I am going to try to get the rest of these guys. Got a couple more here to go, and then we're done with these. Alright, now we just have his guards, and we are good to go. Alright, now we're just going to talk to him, sell off all of our stuff here. It's pretty solid. And now also what you're going to do here, basically at Plugger, is you're going to buy 4 of these ales. And this is basically just to lure his patrons that are around him off. So when you're fighting him, you don't have to fight the patrons at the same time. So you'll throw an ale down if you want to save some time. Get your pick lock. You can probably get about 2 in between each guard that's coming up. And yeah, it's basically going to stun them. You'll have some time to kill them. That's pretty much all you have to do here. As long as you're fast enough, you can usually pick 2 locks between each patron. Throw another one down right against the wall. Open the next 2. Sometimes you will have to wait a little bit longer if you do have more lock picks or pick locks to open. You just kill the 4, finish opening the last couple you have, and then continue on to plugger. Lock boxes, sorry, I'm calling them pick locks. Alright, there we go. Continue picking this one.
Not ready yet. I can't do that yet. I don't have enough energy. Not enough energy. I need a target.
There we go, and now we have one more to go. Got these last 2, and then we're going to move on to plugger. And this is where the strategy kind of changes. Like I was saying, I do a few things differently to make the runs a little bit more efficient. Wait for him. Let's kill this guy now.
That ability isn't ready yet. I don't have enough energy. I can't do that yet.
Perfect. We'll open these lock boxes quick. Nice, a little major healing. We'll move that down there. And we'll sell these items to him before we kill him. Perfect. Run's going very smooth so far. We'll sell that last one to him. And alrighty, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pickpocket him, get his guzzler key. You're going to run over here as fast as possible. Can't waste any time because he will alarm the other guys very fast. You're going to pick this lock. Once this is picked, instantly re-stealth. Now you have the door open, so now you can access the other side. I'll show you what we do once we get over there. But basically now we're just going to deal with plugger. We're going to open up with kind of whatever you guys want. I'd say just, you know, open up with the Garrett. Bring him over here. Pop your cold blood, open up on him. When he casts his spells, basically you're going to use this wall right here to LOS anything he's casting. If he casts anything, like a mobile, that's one you definitely want to LOS. Shadow Bolt, again, just go behind the wall. He can't cast it. So looks like he was a little bit too far over there.
Not enough energy. Not ready. I can't do that yet. Not enough energy.
And there we go. Get the goblin jumper cables. We'll eat some food quickly before we go through. And we're looking pretty good. So yeah, if you do have the same situation, if he's a little bit over, just make sure you move him back so he's LOS'd and you'll be fine. Even if he does hit you with a few things, as you see, you can usually eat the damage for it. But yeah, for the most part, as long as you keep him moved beside either side of the wall, you can LOS him perfectly fine. Alrighty, and now we'll continue to the next portion. We have our Vanish back up, which is nice too. Make sure you avoid these guys because now they are all aggroed, so if you do run through them, they will pull onto you now. So now we're basically over at the portion where I do my little shortcut. So first thing I'd say is pickpocket all of these guys because they are totally worth it. They do have a low chance of pickpocketing a Staff of Jordan, which would change this run to massive profit. I've seen it happen on a few videos. I never personally have it happen. But yeah, it's kind of dependent on what your server is selling them for. Currently mine's selling them for about 200 gold each. So yeah, I mean, depending on how much they are on your server, you could make a mass amount of gold if you do end up scoring one of them off these mobs. So they're definitely worth pickpocketing these. Alrighty, so now we're going to continue back to the other side, and this is where we're going to do the hardest portion of this run. So basically what you're going to do is this gap right here, you're going to use your sprint and you're going to jump across it. If you don't make it, it's not a big deal because you can just run back up there. It's just going to take you a little bit longer, but this will save you a lot of time if you are able to make this jump. It does take a bit of practice. It's not easy to make. It'll probably take you a few runs to get it. Once you do though, it is totally worth it. We didn't make it that time. I'll link a little video of myself making the jump. We'll put it right in the video, right between that though, so you guys can see that it is possible to make it. So if you don't make the jump, basically you're just going to continue up this ramp. It's still faster than the other way. Yeah, you're just going to continue around this ramp up here, and it's going to take us right up to the coffer side. But as I said, if you guys do make that jump, it will save you a lot of time in this run. Alrighty, now we come up to the coffer side. Save you about 30 seconds to a minute if you do make that jump, so it is definitely worth making it. It'll take you a few tries to master it. It's still hard for me to make it every single time too, but once you do make it, it is very nice. It's just basically timing the jump at the exact right time to jump it.
I'm out of range.
Pickpocket these last few guys just in case.
It's too far away.
We have one more mob over here to pickpocket, then we're going to head inside and start doing the relic portion. Making super good time as well too. It was a very solid run so far. Pickpocket these last few guys here. Star Ruby, always nice to get. My server, they're selling for about 50 silver a piece. Alrighty. Basically, this dog doesn't have the stealth sight. Oh, 1 second here. To make sure you're right in the corner when you do start this. Otherwise, he will aggro like that. And then basically, you're going to open the coffers. That dog, you don't have to be worried when you're walking by him, though. He does not have the ability to detect stealth, so you're totally fine. As long as you're right in the corner, you have nothing to worry about. Gonna loot all the coffers. I think there's 11 that you can loot in this room, and then you're pretty much done the run. We're basically on the last portion. You're just looting all the coffers up, and then you're good to go. Just going to go around the room, stick to the wall. If you do not stick to the wall, the boss will pull. Like you've seen, I was just barely off the wall, and he pulled, so you're going to want to make sure you are hugging the wall the whole time. Coffer down. I think there's 11 in here that are lootable. The one in the middle you do not want to open. Even if you do have that key, it will aggro everything and it will not be a fun time. There is also one on the far left that you cannot open, the last one, because if you do get in that range, it will auto aggro the boss. It's just too close to him compared to all these ones, so you just leave that one, and that's the end of the run right there. I believe it's that one. That's the one you do not want to loot. Other than that, all the ones are perfectly fine to open, other than the middle one as well too. The main thing you're praying for here is either a rare drop, an epic, or basically the large sack of coins. If you get that, you're probably scoring. Small sack of coins, that's the usual. So make sure you're nice against that wall. We have 2 more coffers to open here, and then that's pretty much the end of the run. We'll open this last one and we'll stop the time and we'll see what we're sitting at. Should probably be about 22 minutes. And we'll call that the end of the run right there. We'll just open these up to see what the loot was. Just a bunch of silver, always nice to get. Open up the gems. Now again, dependent on what you get in the gems, that's also going to be based on your server for profit. So it looks like basically this run, we were sitting at, I think it was 351 when we started, so we made 10 gold raw, including the stuff we sold to Plugger off the beginning. We also made the jumper cables. They're selling for anywhere from 6 to 8 gold, so there's another 6. All this raw stuff as well too, so I'd say probably about another 10 gold between the enchants, all of the gems, and yeah, the cables. So we probably made about 20 gold that run. Again, this is really RNG based. If you do get a killing in the coffers as well too, if you get a Staff of Jordan or something, you can make even more. But yeah, it looks like we made about 20 gold in 20 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I mean, it's a super good money making method as well too. If you do make that jump, it will save you a little bit of time. It's not a whole ton, but I mean, I can go try it quickly to see if I can make it. But yeah, it does save quite a little bit of time, and you make quite a good amount of money off this. So you know, you're basically making about 60 gold an hour, as long as everything's going your way in RNG based drops and shit like that. But yeah, it's super solid. I did this for my original epic mount. Yeah, I totally recommend it for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, go follow my social media, BudzHazer, exact same as the YouTube name. I have a Twitter as well too. If you guys want to see this kind of stuff live on my Twitch, go follow me on twitch.tv/BudzHazer. It's where I mainly stream WoW, pretty much everything else. And yeah, hope you guys enjoys this. Hope you guys get your epic mounts, and yeah, hope you guys come back soon. Peace. There we go. Hell yeah. And that's making the jump, pretty much. That's about it. You just make it, vanish, back and forth. Either way you can make it, and yeah, that's it.